Hello and welcome to this special feature on Waves Film Bazaar and Creative First. Our guest today is producer Tanaji Das Gupta. Tanaji, welcome to this discussion.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Hi, Lohita.
As a writer and producer, how do you approach creative versus logistical decisions on a project?
I think there's less of a line that we think that there is between creative and logistical because honestly, any idea is, it's only a great idea if you can execute it very well. So it's otherwise it's like useless. So it is, I think all creative people have very good instincts of how to logistically also achieve that idea. And honestly, when it comes to like say a creative versus budget decision, then you really kind of weigh pros and cons of is it really worth it? Can we, okay, if we need to spend more on a certain idea, then can we reduce somewhere else a little bit? So it's a balancing game of the whole picture at that point of time.
Lapata Ladies, which has such a lovely movie, has become both a critical and popular success. What do you think made it connect so deeply?
Yeah, I don't know what makes a film click, but I think with Lapata Ladies, I think it was it's the positivity of the film. I feel it was such a funny film, which also kind of moved you, which also kind of really deeply resonated with just core human values. I think that was what resonated with audiences so much because the love that we've got for the film is just incredible. We could have never imagined that in our wildest dreams and across all ages, across all sections of society. So I think that has to do with the fact that it was funny. It was a fun experience. People laughed, but also it really moved you. It really you connected with it very deeply at a human level.
What is your view about Waves Film Bazaar?
It is an incredible platform, and I've this year I'll be going after almost like 10 years, but I've been to Film Bazaar when it was not Wales Film Bazaar, maybe 3 or 4 times, and each time it was a very special experience meeting industry people from all over the world, and really at a time where we were just small indie filmmakers from Calcutta going with a project with big dreams. And it was incredible the kind of learning we had through various programs that the Waves Film Bazaar offers, whether it's a co-production market or several different workshops. Back then, I remember there was a Europe India sort of co-production exchange workshop called Prime Exchange, which happened for a couple of years, which we were lucky to be a part of, which was incredible. Not only meeting very important people who were mentors to our projects, but also peers, who have gone on to do huge things thereafter. Like, Ashwin Nag, who made Kalki, was Ashwin and Priyanka were one of the projects at Prime Exchange, I remember. So it was an invaluable platform.
So I
And
understand
I'm
that.
very happy with Wave. Sorry, I'm very happy with Waves Film Bazaar. It's like it's kind of got a renewed kind of energy and so much happening this year. I'm very excited.
So, we understand that, Film Bazaar is a platform for independent filmmakers, for beginners, for people, students, etc. But, what if a person has produced a film already? Do you still
Yeah.
see there are opportunities at Waves Film Bazaar?
I mean, 100%. I think with the viewing room and the work in progress lab, I
You
think
can tell
it's
us, about all these different opportunities for our viewers.
yeah. So I mean, so even though I'm not part of these programs and I'm not been, but I believe the Work in Progress Lab is really good for filmmakers or producers who have already made their film and are near completion, because it's a great opportunity to show the film to festival programmers, to distributors, to sales agents, to get the film out there. And also, if you're looking for maybe some kind of finishing funds, maybe a bit of the post production is remaining. It's there are so many kind of countries with fabulous incentives towards post production grants, or even if you can complete the film, reaching the audience is actually the main kind of sort of roadblock we face as independent filmmakers. It's much easier to get a film made, but it's more difficult to reach an audience. And we've actually faced many. There are many very, very good films kind of lying completed and in need of distribution. So these programs, the viewing room and the work in progress lab, I think offers that opportunity. And also, regardless, it's a great networking opportunity to even if you've had an Indian release, to look at what's out there, how you can exploit your film internationally in different territories. Yeah, I mean, the sort of the opportunities are really immense.
So for producers looking to cross over from being an indie film producer to mainstream cinema, how should they be approaching that process?
Look, I feel as far as it's the independent to mainstream jump is purely in terms of number of audiences, in terms of the reach of a film. And I feel like as an independent producer, filmmaker, I feel the ambition is always to reach as large as an audience as possible. Now, of course, without big stars, with a limited budget, that is hard to do. But the idea is to really, with your film, try to get as large an audience as possible, which I mean is this is a much longer discussion, and it really depends on what kind of film you are making. Uh, but if it is, for example, like a Lapata Ladies, even though we didn't have big stars, um, it was, we did our best to get it to a theatrical release. Of course, and Amir Khan Productions was behind the film with all its might, and Geo Studios was supporting it. But we got a kind of a release um, that was at par with a film of that budget and without stars. It was not a massive release, but it was a decent pan India release. And the marketing kind of supported a budget of that film. It was not a big splurge of that kind. And it only did uh, what it could. And slowly the word of mouth only, kind of started growing. And only when the film released on Netflix did it absolutely kind of explode in some ways, where the our theatrical numbers went up. So that's a lesson for everybody, in the sense that if actually a film gets that kind of time, a small film gets that time to build the word of mouth, because it's not possible to pay for marketing in a way a big film does. So that's where the problems lie in distribution, honestly. So we were lucky to get that time with the kind of the producers we had. But the reason why film audiences are going to a theater these days is very different. It doesn't matter if the film is already on Netflix. They will still go to a theater if you know that you're going to have a great time with your friends and family. That's the lesson to be learned.
We've been interacting with ministry officials, and it's great to know that today Waves Bazaar is being marketed in different festivals in the world, including the Busan Film Festival, for example. And I'm sure these initiatives will now continue. But from a recommendation perspective, if an opportunity is given for a producer, writer, etc., to go through the ministry to these festivals, how do you really think they can leverage that experience?
I think any film festival, like especially these kinds which offer a kind of a networking opportunity and industry experience, such as Busan, obviously like there's Cannes, Venice, Berlin, Toronto, um, Sundance. they are an extremely invaluable experience for a producer to um, meet peers from all over the world, and not only now sort of not only find co-producing opportunities but also distribution opportunities for films that have already been made or near completion or in the process of being made. Um, on now, like, there's a big convergence of audience. I feel it's no longer we are watching films from all over the world. People from all over the world are watching Indian films. We're used to watching things regardless of language. We're more used to subtitled films as an experience. So it's a much more united audience, I would say, regardless of where. And film festivals really offer that opportunity for producers to to really figure out how to reach audiences in different corners of the world, and also how to make films together, because it's a very exciting time where films don't really need to be in one language. It can be in multiple languages and still work for audiences.
You mentioned that there is a co-production market at Waves Film Bazaar. How can producers leverage this? And does it really,
So,
do you see that if you participate in the co-production market, there are chances that, your film is co-produced by a foreign country, given our co-production treaties as India with those countries?
yes, I think if you look at the projects that have gone through the co-production market in previous years, there are some really incredible films that have done hugely well in festivals abroad, and also
Like,
with
for example,
audiences here. Um, I think you have to kind of help me out here,
I think
because
Lunchbox for sure.
I think there was Lunchbox,
Yes.
there's Masan,
Yes, quite a
Shiva
lot, yes.
Theseus. There are really maybe Titli. There's a lot of films that have
Yes.
done um, uh, uh, there's more that I mean there are many Indian films that have done that. I think what the co-production market really does is, firstly, it's a curated selection. So people who are coming, they know that this has been vetted by these projects have been vetted by a panel of experts already, and have been selected because they kind of stand out for some reason within a pool of applications, right? So number one is that. So any person's a producer, sales agents, distributors coming from any other part of the world know that it's been a selected sort of cream of the crop that is being presented here. And of course, it gives the opportunity. The co-production market team facilitates meetings, one-on-one meetings with interested people. They can reach out to them. We can reach out to with a wish list of people that we want to meet. And of course, there are sort of potential outcomes that can come out of those meetings. You can get more funding. You can get distribution. You can get um, maybe talent attached from other countries, depending on what your film is looking for. And other than that, also in the future, if when you go about kind of fundraising or sort of further developing your film, the fact that you've been to the co-production market here is a big stamp of approval. It's a big sort of uh, um, positive factor in the journey of the film. It gives confidence to other investors or potential partners later on in the journey, um, in favor of your film.
So, what are you looking forward to this year at Waves Film Bazaar?
We are looking forward to meeting co-producers, film funds, programmers, and um, really like trying to get our film Shadow Hill of Spirits and Men, which is in the co-production market. It's a film directed by Bosco Bhandarkar. He's a veteran ad filmmaker with a beautiful eye, and a very unique way of telling stories. And and produced by Kindling Pictures, which is Kiran Rao's company and co-founded by me, and we are very excited to be doing this film. So it's a great opportunity for us to find partners in making this film. It's a film that is an independent film. It's going to be in Konkani and a smattering of English and Hindi, so multilingual, but set in a sleepy village in Goa. So Konkani being primarily the language, and with a great potential for international audiences, which is why we are very keen to present it to potential international partners.
All the best for that, Tanaji. And we look
Thank
forward to really seeing the film when it's out. And your work at Kindling Pictures is clearly expanding what's possible for independent filmmaking in India.
Thank you so much, Lohita. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.